Whoa.
Price.
Bang, bang. Hey, guys. We did it.
There's only two of us.
We killed the other two. We did it. They're gone.
Mission successful.
The cool kids are here now. Mum and dad are away, and we're here to play. Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 176 of Millennial Movie Talk. I'm Alex. Join with me, my great co-host, Michael.
Hello, hello.
Hello, Michael. How are you this afternoon, tonight,
Yeah, I'm
this
not bad.
evening?
How are you?
I'm doing pretty good, Michael. I've got a mic arm now, so
You do. It's looking good.
so now you can hear me. You can hear me well. Yeah, and you can see it zip around the place. It's actually a decent mic arm too. I didn't get a cheap one. You know this. You're getting one as well. Eventually.
Yeah, eventually.
Sooner or later. Don't have to use this bloody old
One
bass
day.
anymore, Michael.
Hey, look, it's doing the job at the moment.
He's doing a good job. Michael and I have the same microphone. I just got the arm for it, and he's pending arm. Back order, isn't it, Michael? They're on back order. Yeah. Hard to get. But anyway, thank you all for joining us for this episode of Millennial Movie Talk. But got a few things to talk about tonight. Not too much. We're gonna have a pretty cruisy night. Only two of us, less content to talk about, but more fun to have. Isn't that right, Michael?
Oh, so much fun.
So much fun. And we're gonna bring the fun to you live. Michael, we did something last night that not a lot of people would say was smart to do, but we did it anyway.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
We did a lot of fun. You guys will more to come on it soon from your end to see. You know, we did make content out of it, and you'll see that content soon. But for now, Michael, we watched 2 movies last night, didn't we?
We did. We watched one new one and one, year old?
Year old. Do you want to talk about the year old one for a bit?
Yeah, we'll go with that one first. I think that one.
Michael, what did we watch?
Evil Dies Tonight.
Evil Died.
We
watched Halloween Kills.
Halloween Kills.
Anyone who's seen the show, or it's like a big fan of our show, first of all, you're crazy. Second of all, you know that I actually personally enjoy Halloween Kills. I find a lot of personal, it's a dumb, shitty movie that I watch and I have fun with. Now, I'm not sure, 100% sure how much of my fun and love from the movie carried over to Michael and Braden. But I have a feeling that I kind of introduced him to my inside jokes and my world of Halloween Kills. And Michael, what was your initial thoughts?
I want to say that it was a lot of fun. I can see how you can have fun with this movie. I think all of us sort of agree that it's not one to watch by yourself.
Oh no,
it's
this
a lot
is
better to watch with a group of people.
At the end of the review, I was just like, I've never watched this by myself, nor will I ever watch it by myself. This is one to purely watch with friends or whoever. But watching it by yourself, you're gonna be like, man, shitty 20 minutes in this movie. And even we're saying that, but we're having to make fun of the 20 minutes and have a bit of a laugh. Yeah. I'm not too sure what more there else is that we could possibly say about this one. Michael, did you any things you want to mention about Halloween Kills?
Look, it's what you expect from a Halloween movie. It's got the kills. It has the. I mean, that's about it. That's all you expect. That's what you expect from it. And you have Michael Myers just walking everywhere he goes. Like he's got a bit of pace on that walk in the trailer.
He's got some pace.
He does. But I think it's not anything that you wouldn't not expect to happen. It's very predictable.
I think all the scenes with Michael in the film are fantastic.
Yeah.
And they're like, we get some top tier Michael Myers scenes.
Yeah.
And some kills.
Oh, we do. We do. They definitely went out with the kill scenes and all his like sort of fight scenes. It suffers from about 20 minutes in the middle.
Yeah, and look, it's a year old, so it's when all they start randomly going, let's make a message about mob mentality in our Halloween film. Then that starts to fall apart.
Yeah, and it's like it's all centered in this hospital with the other mentally ill person that escapes, which leads to him committing suicide, which I feel really bad.
Weird. It's real weird, right? It's like
yeah.
I'm not
like I get
sure.
It's also trying to show like the effect that he's slowly having on people, like the paranoia and stuff.
In fact,
but like
evil dies tonight, Michael. Though
evil dies tonight.
Evil Yeah. Nah. Look, it's not good. I enjoy it. That's all I have to really say about it.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, I gave it 2.5. Definitely very
Definitely what
enjoyable
I give
watching it
it.
with you and Braden.
Yeah.
Um, I think it's just the same old. Like it's exactly what you expect it to be.
Hmm.
Doesn't stray too
With
far
some
from the
shit,
path.
with a bit of poo. Like that's
Yeah,
Halloween ends. Kills.
yeah,
Anyway, the reason we watched Halloween Kills is so that we could watch Halloween Ends, and Michael and Braden would be uh up to scratch. Yeah,
yeah.
cool.
Because we both me and Braden had seen the first one.
You've
Him more
seen
recently than I
2018
had.
Halloween. Um, you got neither one of you seen Kills or Ends, so we thought we'll do the double
Yeah,
feature commentary track that's coming out soon. Like I said, but we watched Halloween Ends as well. I had seen this. I paid my money to go see it in theaters. And I couldn't wait to watch it again with other people just to be like, what did you think of this one?
yeah.
So
Do you want to you go through your thoughts since you saw it first?
all right,
What were your initial thoughts on that
we'll
night?
kind of do this as a bit of a non-spoilery thing, and then we'll get into
Yeah,
spoilers um soon. But for now, man, I respect this movie way more than I like this movie. Um, so the fact that I'm not gonna get too much into it, but because like they don't really spoil it in the trailers. But so I don't want to kind of just I want more people to go into this movie not knowing what it's about, really. Like,
yeah,
uh,
definitely. I reckon maybe we should hold off on the bit of a spoilery talk and
yeah, um,
either post something else separately or
yeah. I think we can do it in here. We'll just give a warning, and obviously we'll have chapters in here so that if you don't want to know, you can skip over.
yeah.
But I found this film to be extremely different to what I or anyone else would expect from it. Um, the whole film's been marketed as the big showdown between Michael and Laurie, and we do get that to a certain extent much later in the film. But most of the film we're kind of following two other characters, and we're exploring what much different themes and plot points than I would have thought we'd seen in the conclusion to a Halloween trilogy. But like I said, that then leads me to be like, I respect the shit out of them for making a film like this, making an extremely different Halloween film than we've ever seen, really. Maybe Season of the Witch is the closest thing, which is the other third Halloween film. Um, but all in all, do I enjoy it as much as Kills? No. I think it's a better film than Kills. Um, but I think they do a lot of interesting things. I think it's just in all, it's too late to do what they were trying to do in
Mm,
this trilogy.
definitely. And I think as throughout the commentary, you'd hear us talking about that. But I agree. It's definitely. I didn't see any of the trailers, but like just off of assumption, what you see in the trailer is what I thought you were going to get.
Mm,
But
100%.
they throw you a curveball and really try and do something. I, in the end, wasn't the biggest fan. I would have preferred what these trailers sort of make it out to be, and sort of just the, you know, final fight between with Michael. Like, it's the last movie, just all out brawl, pretty much at the end. It's just balls to the walls, like it's just manhunt for him and
Yeah.
stuff. But I think I gave it a 2 in the end. I think all in all, I probably if I was to rewatch this or Kills, I'd probably watch Kills just because
Because
I
it's
had
more of
more
what you
fun with
wanted.
it.
And it's more of what you wanted, really.
Yeah,
Um,
it's definitely more of what I wanted. I can respect them for trying to do something, but there was an idea that you pitched while we're doing the commentary, which
mhm.
would have made it a lot this especially what they were trying to do a lot better and not so jarring.
Yeah, like that's what basically it all stems from for me in the end of the film. Like after watching it, I really want to like this movie more than I do, but at the end of the day, they I think if we just maybe took time to set everything up, then it could have paid off and could have been overall a better film and a better trilogy. But it kind of felt like if if the Last Jedi was the third film in the Star Wars trilogy, where like the first two were kind of, yeah, we know what we're doing, we're sticking on track, and the third one's just like, forget all that, we're gonna do this.
Yeah.
So
Um, yeah. I think I'm wondering if it was more jarring with the change because we had also just watched Kills.
maybe I think Kills. I think 2018 Halloween and Kills are great. Are probably like a more satisfying back to back watch. Whereas
Hmm.
this and Kills, obviously there's a 4 year time jump. Uh, so that's different, and that's very different to what anyone probably was expecting. Um, things I liked in this movie, I did like the acting. I thought, I think some of the actors, what they get to do with their characters isn't great, but I think overall their performance was still good. Um,
Yeah, there was definitely some very memorable, like serious scenes.
mm,
Like
I
they
very,
brought out the acting.
I did like the actor that played Corey Cunningham in the film.
Mm,
And I also like, I thought Jamie Lee Curtis can play this role in his sleep. And I really like Allison. Um,
yeah.
throughout this trilogy, I think she's been a great kind of secondary protagonist. Um, yeah, but and look, you did have some pretty fun and impressive kills. Um, nothing's ever hit the level of the one take stalk in Halloween 2018. That's still
Through the
probably,
houses. Yeah,
yeah, that's the best thing we've gotten from this franchise, in my opinion.
yeah.
Um,
Um,
yeah.
there wasn't. So, like in my mind, there's always at least one memorable kill from all of
Mm.
them. So in number one, it's him putting the kid on the fence post
Yeah, really.
or the gate. That's always the one I was like, oh, that's rough. In the second one, it's the on the stairs
Yeah,
with can't remember his name, but
Cameron.
like just the up down and then the snap his neck
Yeah,
later. This one didn't have its memorable kill isn't because of something like that where it was just like a real gruesome horrific kill. Is because it had like a little bit of a gag as a part of it
yeah,
with the record skipping.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so like that's the one I think of, like I can think of off the top of my head,
Okay,
realistically.
I get that. I get that. Um,
Actually, one does, but it's sort of off screen. You see what he uses, not
yeah,
the
yeah.
actual. Yeah.
We can go into a quick spoilers for it. Just so overall, I think I still give this a 2.5. I think in order of like, I have two ways of ranking these films. In order of quality, I think it goes 1, 3, 2. In order of enjoyment, I think it goes 2, 1, 3.
Yeah, I can definitely agree. I think one's one just like set a standard,
Mm,
and especially like the umming and ahhing of like we just retconned everything else that's happened. Here's a whole new here's a
yeah.
Halloween movie, but
Yeah, no, but I like this one. I thought it was fine. I disappointing, but overall, I probably would rewatch it. And yeah. All right, Michael, let's break into some spoilers. We
alrighty,
won't spend too much time on it, but we'll get into it a little bit. Mamma Mia.
all right.
Who
Shall we just get straight into the biggest difference here?
who would have
Then
thought that this film was not really a Halloween Michael Myers film?
it's
And
not centered on Michael
no, it's
much.
not
Like
at all. He's barely in the
it's
movie.
he's like like obviously he's the overarching story,
It's very
but he
much
is not the
like
focus.
the It films where like it's the fear that's kind
Yeah,
of that got the presence more than Pennywise.
yeah,
But in terms of like the Michael Myers being a character in the film, he's just not in it. Well, he is, but like not in it as much as you would expect for a Halloween film. This movie heavily focuses on the character of Corey Cunningham, and he's a guy that in the opening of the film, which I thought was great. I really enjoyed the opening of this one.
mm,
Um, he kind of gets himself into a bit of a pickle
yeah,
and accidentally murders a child. Um, he then gets away. Obviously, they don't charge him with anything because they realize it was an accident. And he's got the reputation of being a kid killer around the town. And the town treat him a certain way that kind of, after a few different events, it kind of pushes him to become the next Michael Myers.
yeah. I guess aspiring Michael Myers.
Yeah. I very much get that they were trying to go with the town lost their boogeyman because he just disappeared. So they
Mm,
essentially the town created another one being Corey with the way they treated him and
yeah,
the way they viewed him. Very
yeah.
interesting things to do. Not in the third film of a trilogy though. This needs
Yeah.
to be
Like,
set up throughout the other films and it just
yeah.
isn't. And we get all the setup in the first 40 minutes of this film or maybe the first hour of this film. They do
Yeah,
all of
no,
that
this
setup.
film is a lot of Halloween without Michael Myers,
Mhm.
and it's
I think 40 minutes go
it's
by and we haven't even seen
yeah,
Michael yet. Um, so yeah, very I think fans are gonna not. I already know that Halloween fans don't really dig this one. I enjoy it more because I can see what they're going for and I respect it to a certain degree. But I really feel like it's more the execution of how they did it, compared to what they've done.
yeah. Yeah, it's just I don't know. I think it would have been better to introduce here Caleb as
Corey.
in a Corey, sorry, in in a different movie.
Yeah, I think I mentioned to you and Braden I would have introduced Corey in either the first. I would do it, and I don't want to put my producer, writer, screenwriter cap on, but I would have Corey mentioned in Halloween. I would have him show up and be a character in Halloween Kills, and he's got the reputation of being a kid killer, but obviously we only know that from other characters and how they treat him. I think you keep the opening of this film being like the actual what actually happened with that
Yeah,
kid.
yeah,
I think if we met Corey, we kind of had this reputation, like he had this reputation, and we knew him to be like a kid killer. And then at the beginning of this movie, we actually see what happened. I think that would have been better. And then more of this movie is Corey doing the things he's doing, like
yeah,
doing the things he's doing that we get in the last maybe 40 minutes, compared to like the first hour of this film should have been split across the first two movies and then this film was more of that last 40 minutes of just Corey doing his
yeah,
thing and incorporating Michael into it. Look, I think that could have just been better. That would have been a better trilogy. Um,
yeah.
but
I
yeah,
think it's one of those ideas that probably would have had to like be seeded early on
yeah,
as
there was
like
no seed.
this kid this kid could be evil as well. Like it's not just Michael or it's like, his influence, like this kid is but like obviously it's the polar opposite to Michael killed the babysitter, whereas this is the killer babysitter.
Yeah,
So
100%.
like it's obviously like the flip side of the coin, but he's sort of just in the end it just boils down to him like sort of wanting to be Michael in the end.
Yeah, yeah, even to the extent of stealing his mask and yeah, and just all that jazz. I thought the final confrontation between Michael and Laurie was good.
Yeah.
Um, it that definitely felt like because most of the movie is Corey and Allison's kind of romance story. Then obviously we see him turn into what like a slowly into a psychopath throughout the film, and then obviously he starts doing the murders and that, and then at the end they kind of just give us the Michael versus Laurie, which I thought was them kind of being like, okay, fans, we know what you're here for. We'll just give it to you at the end here.
Yeah.
Which makes it feel like two separate films in one.
Yeah.
Um,
It does. It is a like that last I don't know 15 minutes say feels like what should have been plugged at the end of 2 and then
It just
we
feels
just
like that
didn't
should have
get
been the
3.
end of the first film. We should have got one of these movies. But
Yeah.
look, they did what they did, money, and
I'm very glad like it carries through kills as well, but they just stuck with the we're never going to show his face.
yeah,
Any
we'll
chance
blur
his
it, we'll
face is on
obscure it just
screen
enough.
is blurred, he's too far in the distance, the TV gets blurred, like they stick to it.
Yeah, yeah. It just gets like it's obscured just that amount, like just enough so that we don't get a proper look at his face. Um, he dies in the end. It's spoilers. We can say that. They
Yeah.
throw him in the what is that? It's like a
It's like a it's like a metal
car crusher, car part crusher, or
car crusher. Yeah, something like
yeah,
that. Yeah,
they put him in there, and you see his brain pop
yeah,
out, and that's it. I thought the record kill was actually very fun.
yeah.
Where
That's definitely.
they slam the disc jockey's head. He slams into the table, cuts off his tongue, and then his tongue
And
just
then
goes around on the record.
like the record keeps bouncing over, like the needle keeps bouncing off because of the tongue. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's why that one's memorable. Not as much how gruesome the kill
Oh, I thought it was
was.
very gruesome when he cuts the tongue off.
Oh, it's gruesome, but like that's not the memorable part. The memorable part is
Mm,
the little
the
gag of the
tongue, yeah.
tongue skipping.
And then the blowtorch is what you mentioned before. The
Yeah,
blowtorch to the head. That was a bit of fun. Um,
that was.
but yeah, no. Look, you know, really, those are my spoiler thoughts on it. It could have been better if it was just executed better and they had a proper storyline going throughout the three films.
Yeah,
But as a final chapter to a trilogy, it's just very weird.
yeah. It's weird to be swapping it up. I
I
would have just preferred they did the original idea of it is directly following kills. It's the same night.
Laurie v.
Um,
Michael.
he's killed that group. He's run off again. They've discovered the mum, like her daughter, Laurie's daughter's body, and she's like, "Nah, it ends now, ends
Evil dies
tonight."
tonight.
And it's just a big like hunt for her and big
Mm,
confrontation at the end.
hmm.
And yeah,
Yeah,
I don't think it needed. It didn't. The ending didn't need to be much. It just needed to be what the other movies were. Like, didn't need to change anything really.
yeah, yeah. I get that. Yeah, well, that's all of our bits and pieces on Halloween ends. Yeah, we have a commentary track coming out for it within the next few weeks. Get excited for that. And yeah, Michael, you've been watching another popular thing.
I have, and it is finished.
It's done.
It's done. We had the last episode of Lord of the Rings: The Rings of Power.
Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power. Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power.
Oh, bit of a mouthful.
It is.
Um, what to say? What to say? Look, we obviously find out who Sauron is because that's sort of been like the looming thing. It was pretty much who people thought, but then some people were like, "Nah, it might not be him. He might be somebody else."
Mm,
We don't get anything with the dwarves to finish this. The last thing we saw with the dwarves is them banishing Elrond from uh,
yeah.
Khazad-dûm. We find out who those people in the white robes are.
Oh yeah.
Um, so they're just followers of Sauron. That's about it.
Okay.
Not a lot happens. We do get crafting of some rings. We get the 3
Oh,
elven rings
the rings have
at
been
the end.
crafted.
We have some rings that are crafted. Yeah, it's definitely setting up a season 2, which they have started filming, I believe.
Yeah.
But it like we get the biggest question was answered as who is Sauron
No,
in
no,
like
no. Dun, dun,
the
dun.
movie. So that was answered. I wanted the 6 and 7 as episodes were a lot better and like more action packed. Where
Mhm.
this didn't really leave on a cliffhanger. We just saw the rings, and that's about where it ended. So
Yeah.
I'm interested to see where they go now because obviously we've found out who Sauron is. Sauron's now out, and
He's out. He's come out.
yeah, interested to see what happens with the dwarves as well.
So would you say overall it's been a success of a show?
Yeah, I can see where a lot of people's like pain points are, but like also knowing that the Tolkien estate said you can use like the tiniest amount of the stuff and you have to fill in the rest. So they've
Right.
had to do a big job of like not using things from the books that would have probably helped a lot. Like they couldn't show any of like the where the elves came from or anything of like
Really? I didn't know
Morgoth
that.
at the start. Yeah, no, they got pretty restricted on what they could use.
That seems
I'm
weird
fairly
though that they
sure.
got that. Like they spent all this money on it and like they just had like a leash on them essentially.
Yeah, but I think they did a decent job. They didn't like start bringing in like out of all like the uh Amazon characters that were introduced. They didn't bring in anybody that was annoying or like
Mm.
shifted the tone of what Lord of the Rings is. I think all the characters they brought in were good. I think it's a decent start. It sets up the world really well and sets up for where the world is sort of
Going?
going.
Yeah.
But it's not like action packed, but it just feels like it's the movies in in a TV show form. Like they're not like obviously the most fast paced movies. There's not
Yeah.
action the whole time, but I think when you get action, it's good action. So
Yeah, well, I was watching the
hopefully
trailer
that
here.
carries through to season 2.
I was watching the trailer here. Sorry why you were saying that too. I forgot that no one else could see it. But look, I do want to watch it. And I will eventually. I probably will watch the Game of Thrones show first because I hear that's actually really great.
Yeah, okay.
Um,
That's
and
fair.
yeah, look, they spent a lot of money on it.
They did. They definitely did.
I hope it eventually pays off for them.
I'm hoping so.
I hope it does. The water people, Michael.
So there's my little thoughts on
On
the
Lord of the Rings, the
finale.
Rings of Power. It's it. It's over.
Yeah,
That's it.
it
No
is.
more Rings of Power talk. Michael, you did it. You watched it all.
I did it. I did.
You
It
contributed.
was weird. It was weird being someone that only
Yeah,
watched.
the only
Like,
one watching something. He's like, I
yeah,
have to carry
all the
this.
pressure's on you.
I have to carry this.
You
This
do.
is on me. Well, Michael, movie came out to buy on streaming this week. Didn't get Australian theatrical release because I guess it's not that important. And Clerks 3, the third Clerks film. Michael, to my knowledge, I imagine you have not seen any Clerks film before.
No, I haven't. And I've heard you talk about them for as long as I've known you, practically. And
have you seen any Kevin Smith film? Like
Potentially.
Dogma, Chasing Amy, Mallrats, Clerks 1, Clerks 2, Clerks 3, Jay and Silent
No,
Bob Reboot, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
nah,
What else we got, Michael? I can keep going. I have a feeling it's all no. Cop Out. Have you seen Cop Out with Bruce Willis and Tracy
nah,
Morgan?
nah.
That's his worst
I
film
feel, I feel like I haven't. Yeah,
you've seen.
I've got up his
They
like
have a
listed.
very distinct style.
Yeah,
Zachary Miri make a porno.
I was gonna say, is that one of his? Because I reckon I watched that a long time ago.
That's one of his films that. So most of his movies are like connected in one universe.
Yeah,
There's a few outliers like Tusk, Red State, and Zack and Miri. They're not a part of his world, but like stuff like Clerks, Jay and Silent Bob, Mallrats,
yeah,
Dogma.
they're all like
That's all
connected.
in
Yeah,
his Us Askew. I think it's Us View Askew universe. Um. Anyway, I really like Clerks 1 and 2. I think Clerks 1 especially is just a great film for any aspiring filmmaker to watch. Because in reality, look at this thing. Um, yeah, this was made on a $25,000 budget. They wrote reasons into the film as to why the store was extremely dark. But this is like in terms of writing for characters and writing for a film, it's very well done.
yeah.
It's extremely well done. And then about 12 years later, we got Clerks 2, Michael. And we gotta go with these characters again. This is obviously a very old trailer, but here we go. We got it back. Look, I really like Clerks 2. Clerks 1, it's like a 4 out of 5. I think is great. Clerks 2 is like a 3 out of 5. I also think it's pretty solid.
Yeah,
So then we get to the final Clerks film in the trilogy. Clerks 1 came out in 1994 or 6. Then Clerks 2
yeah.
came
4.
out
I just looked. Yeah,
1994. Clerks 2 came out in 2006. 2022, we got Clerks 3. And this is it. This is the end. So the premise of this one is I'm not sure if anyone knows much about Kevin Smith's story in real life. Basically, he had a heart attack a few years ago.
yeah,
And it put his life into perspective. So he
yeah,
kind of wrote that into this film where the character of Randall, who's kind of the asshole, smart ass one, he has a heart attack, and then he decides, "What am I doing with my life? I want to make a movie about my life because I've always wanted. I love movies, and I've always wanted to make a movie." And essentially, they're making Clerks 1.
Mm.
He's kind
Come
of
full
they're
circle.
cool. And what this movie really is a lot of the real world experiences of making Clerks 1
Yeah.
and putting it into Clerks 2.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. I'm putting it into Clerks 3. So a lot of the real life stories for this one and like the scenes that happen are kind of like situations that really happen while filming the movie. Um This one, I will say though, this one gets extremely emotional towards the end of the film.
Oh, okay.
Like like I didn't realize these actors or Kevin Smith as a writer director had the capability to do this kind of drama. Obviously, you've probably never seen any of these other actors other than maybe like a few cameos in this one in anything else.
Yeah.
Um, but Randall and Dante, both the actors that play them, Brian O'Hallahan and I forget his name, Jeff Anderson plays Randall. They both like really surprised me with their performances, especially in the last half an hour of this film. Um, I think it's not quite as good as Clerks 1. I think it's better than Clerks 2. And I think this is Kevin Smith's best film since probably Chasing Amy, Dogma, or Jane Silent Bob Strike Back. Um,
Yeah.
and yeah, no, this one really, really, really shocked me. And I went back and watched the other two as well. Then I rewatched this one. So yeah, I had a lot of fun watching Clerks 1 again. I think more people should watch that. That's just like a really good um film to watch if you like movies and just want to see what you can do with not a lot of resources and just maybe a one set location.
Yeah.
So yeah, you definitely need to watch more of his films. So I personally, my favorite Kevin Smith film is Dogma. I think Dogma's fantastic. That is his kind of one about him. Kind of his best films are when he puts something he's really interested and passionate about into the movies. So
Yeah.
like Dogma, where he was just exploring and like he was expressing his ideals on Catholicism and in a
Yeah.
really funny way. And it's
Okay.
basically about Matt Damon and Ben Affleck and the angels who get kicked out of heaven and they're pissed off.
Interesting.
Very good. Very interesting. I like it. I also started watching one other thing. I've watched the first 2 episodes of House of Dragon.
Okay. How is that so far?
It's good. It's got a budget. I was really shocked when the intro to House of Dragon is just the Game of Thrones intro.
Oh.
Two different shows, same theme, different graphics, but same style where we're following something across like a big map, but the exact same song. Which I thought they wouldn't have done that, but they did. So why not? It's a great song. But that kind of shocked me when that happened.
Interesting.
Interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting. Now, Michael, we have a big decision here.
What's that?
We've been going for 30 minutes.
I think that's a clean episode.
I think that's clean. Look, there's only 2 of us.
That's clean. We talked about what we'd wanted to talk about.
We talked about what we want to talk about. We smashed it out. Any longer, we're going to be rambling here, and it won't be as entertaining, right?
Yeah,
We don't want to. We don't want to patch. We don't look. It's quality over quantity, isn't it, Michael? Drink your boost.
Most definitely.
Drink your boost. It's We don't want to. We don't want to bore you to death. We probably have already. So I think we're gonna call it there for for the episode. Yeah. Thank you all for watching. We've got a Black Adam review coming tomorrow night. We get to see that tomorrow night. Very excited to watch Black Adam. Are we? Oh no, I've heard the reviews are kind of good for it, so I'm more excited now to watch it than I was 4 days ago.
I'm interested.
So, yeah, be sure to check out that when it comes out. We'll also have some more trailer reactions coming out as well. The 2 commentary tracks we got, and possibly highlight videos for those ones. So, stay out on the lookout for those. And yeah, check us out on all of our stuff, all of our Twitters, Instagram, Facebook. Add Michael on Facebook, everyone. Chris will be back. I think he mentioned a few weeks ago, or we might have mentioned he's in New Zealand at the moment. He has not left the show. He's just on a holiday. So Chris will return.
At some point.
that's up. Yeah, at some point he will come back. Braden obviously took a week. He's got a family thing tonight. But Michael and I show up because we love you. And also we can't really just keep skipping weeks like we did the other week. So anyway, yeah, check out all that. Like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. And as always, I'm Alex.
And I'm Michael.
We're out of here. Goodbye, everyone.